What do you think? Here we are, we're at Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah.
What an awesome view. What a great location.
Yeah.
So, first year, or 2 years ago, we were outside in the parking lot for this.
We were.
Last year.
Knocking, begging to come in here.
Yeah, right, which is crazy how far it's come, and it's cool. I mean, you and Nick together have built this thing from just an idea into what it is today, a partnership with the Phillies. You have Major, the Phillies sponsored dog for raising or providing service dogs for vets. As an Army vet, as a soon-to-be military spouse, and as a partner helping do this, and as an entrepreneur yourself, you've helped start a business and grow it to what it is today. What does it mean to be out here, like in this cool venue, partnered with the Phillies from what you and Nick just had an idea to start it, and now here you are, like you're big time.
That's so weird. Big time.
You're big time.
No, it really is. We were talking about it last night. The first Ruff Ride, we had 6 bikes, 6. So, and this like rinky like tent that blew off. So if you look at pictures from it, it's like the tent frame is still there, but like no tent. And just we're in like a little line, and we were at Commerce Square, and you know, we thought that was big, like, oh my God. And we were looking.
We made it.
Yeah, we were like, oh, this event's so cool. We have so many people out here. And I think the cumulative fundraising was maybe like 40 grand. And now, you know, we're going to hit $200,000 today in fundraising for this event.
And
so
that's just for this event.
Just for this.
Include what Team Foster does.
No.
They do a Ruff Ride in Pittsburgh and some other big events.
Yeah, so they just did capital to capital, so that was a 150-mile bike ride from the original nation's capital, which is here in Philadelphia, down to DC. So yeah, like all of these things, and what's cool is like it's like a household name now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, especially with Major and the Phillies and getting all of that, like that's great. And we always say, right, it's awesome. We love the high fives and we love the notoriety that we're getting, but like this doesn't happen without donation, without fundraising, without people actually buying in, without volunteers. And that's a part of like the growth too, right? Like we went from doing everything ourselves, and I remember telling Nick, like, I don't think that we can sustain you doing everything. So as we grow, volunteers grow, you know, we're spreading, you know, Ruff Ride Pittsburgh, DC, he's talking about Ruff Ride Chicago, like, you know, there's all, that's why we call ourselves Team CTW, Team Conquer the World, because it's just not enough. Like, there's never going to be a ceiling. We're always going to be thinking bigger, always going to be thinking better, and it's all for the veterans, because, and you've seen it, there's people here, the individuals here who wouldn't be here today if we didn't have these events to fund these service dogs. And that's like what's cool about Major and what's cool about the dogs being here. The puppy kissing booth is super cute, but like you have to remember, those dogs are about to be put to work, saving lives, and you get to be a part of that, and you get to say, I did that. And so I got goosebumps thinking about it.
You just used the word saving lives, and I'll tell you, I had the chance to interview Nick for this podcast maybe a year ago, and he said something, as a lawyer, he's eloquent with his words anyway.
I have to Google words sometimes when he talks.
But you just used the word saving lives. I don't know that everybody knows, and I'll speak for myself only. I didn't know how much, like service dogs, I was like, oh, so they can open the kitchen, or they can open the fridge door for you, or if you're missing a limb, they can do something for you. But Nick like talked about, like, from a mental and emotional health and TBIs and PTSD, how much like they truly are saving lives. And it was eye-opening to me to talk about when he like illuminated some of that stuff.
Yeah, it's the personal conversation. So, you know, actually one might be happening right now as we're doing this. Hearing their stories firsthand, you're like, oh my, like, it's almost like I'm speechless, because when you hear their stories, it makes you speechless, because you don't think about that. You know, it always happens to somebody else, right? It's always somebody else that's going through something, and then you get to be a part of something where you hear someone's story and they physically tell you, you know, I had the bottle of pills in my hand. I had, you know, and it was a call from Nick Learman that night, and he said, we got you a dog. You know, like, and again, like, it makes, every time I tell the story, it gives me goosebumps, because service dogs save lives. And that's the message that we need to get out there. You know, they're cute, they're cuddly, but once they are partnered, they are now working. That is their job. They're no longer a pet. And it's unfortunate how expensive, they are, because they're not accessible to everybody, but we're trying to do that. We're trying to make it so as easy as possible. And it's personal for us. Obviously, the namesake with Erika Foster, and he was killed in Iraq, so we do this in honor of him. But there are 6 individuals from my unit that I deployed with who took their own lives. 6. And it's, every time I get that phone call or I get the Facebook message, and I look over at Nick and always, tear jerking, and I'm like, could we have helped that person? Like, did they know that there was something, and what happened? Like, why am I okay and this person isn't? And that's part of the traumatic brain injury, right? Like, in PTSD, you and I could have been somewhere together, experienced the same exact situation. Your effects are going to be different than mine. But because they don't have the access to talk to somebody about it or know that there's these things that exist, they suffer, and I'm okay. And so that's what we're trying to do here too, is raise the awareness that this is what's happening, and here's a solution that we can provide for you.
I literally only had one question for this interview, and you've covered
Sorry.
it all. I'm kidding, I love you. Hey, Erika Webster, thanks for joining us. This is awesome.
Oh, thanks for having me.
This is one of the easiest interviews. I just tee up one topic and just let you run with it.
I love to talk.
I hold your baby. Yeah. Here, I'll hold your baby. Just please go on and tell us.
This is baby Reese.
Is this the first podcast interview you've ever done with your baby?
Yes.
This is a first for us. I think
first for Reese. Yeah.
This is a first for Reese. It is appropriate that we have Reese spelled the same way as Hoskins. Here in Citizens Bank.
It is, yeah. I think it's a good sign.
Yeah. Next time when we interview at the link, we'll have to have like Baby Jalen or something.
Baby Hurts. There we go.
All right. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, John.